Okay, hello. A very quick video. I wanted to do another video to show you the end of the line numbers, okay, that are in Back to the Future. Decoding with Kodi just did a video previous to this one about the end of the line, and what he's referring to in that is the end of the line in Back to the Future 3, where literally Marty is traveling along the railroad track, reaches the end of the line, and then is jumped back to 1985, where he goes across the Golden Gate Bridge, okay, and that bridge re-exists in 1985, okay. But that is the end of the line. That's a rebirth. It's a rebirth idea there, with the end of the line and then the rebirth of the Golden Gate Bridge, the rebirth of balance, okay. Anyway, he's just put out another video, Operation Midnight Hammer, and I thought, you know what, I need to do a really short video about this number, the 91, that shows up at the end of the line, and where it also shows up in Back to the Future, okay, because it shows up in part 1. In fact, it's all the way through the film in bits and pieces, but we're just going to focus on one thing because of the end of the line, okay. And so this is interesting with the Oklahoma City Thunder because of the connection to the night of the thunderstorm, okay. And 91 actually in the last few games shows up several times in the NBA Finals, okay. The finals right here, okay. Look at the numbers that are showing up: 111, yeah, 110, 123, the 107, 17. These are all really interesting. There's the 1004 for the clock tower. And then look at the last 3 games, 109, 91, and again another 91. So it's showing up, 9-1 numerology is showing up in the last 3 games, quite heavy. Anyway, the point of this video is really to show you this 91 and to convey where the end of the line is. So this is the scene where Marty's just about to make the jump back. He's just talking to Doc before he goes to get to the start line and make his run up to catch the lightning bolt, okay. This red line here is the wire, the line, like man on wire strung across the street, yeah, Philippe Petit, man on wire between the Twin Towers, okay. And this line is actually connected to I believe it's connected to a lamp, not a lamppost, but an electric pole over here, I think. But what we see here in this scene is this red line, yeah, that, like the Golden Gate Bridge, has red cables holding the thing up, okay, and it's coming over to this sign here, which is the Elite Barber Shop, which again, the barber pole is the maypole, okay. If you look at the sort of ribboning on the side of the pole, it looks like a maypole, which is a 5-1 reference, okay. The 5-1 is the twin date for 9-1, okay. So the 1st of May, May Day, is the twin date of the year for the 1st of September, St. Giles's Day, okay. Just as 9/11 is the twin date with the Queen's birthday, okay. That same idea. So this could be several different things referenced here, but predominantly it's a number 1. It could be a number 10. It could be a 1-8 even, because it's the phallic symbolism. So of course the bulls are at the bottom of here, and this is the one, the phallic symbolism with the bull sack at the bottom there. Excuse my crudity. Okay, so we've got an 18 reference, we've got a 10 reference, because again, this could be a circle. It looks a bit like the Space Needle upside down, or where the ring has fallen down. Okay, and again, it's the barber shop, so we've got this barber pole reference as well, which is a May 1st reference. So there's several different numbers you can get out there, but predominantly the number 1 comes out of this sign, okay. And then if we so what, Dan? So the number 1, what does this number 1 connect to? Well, it connects to 9/11, and it also connects to the other big sign that's on the side of the road here. And I've decoded this in several other scenes, so I don't really want to spend too much time on it because it's going to get confusing. But this scene here, okay, Jennifer mentions the end of the world. It's not the end of the world at this point here, and as you can see, this is actually, if you can see my cursor, this is actually that same sign here, and then we've got the Western Auto number 9 sign here. Now, why is this scene interesting? Because I just did a decode on this number plate that is on the back of this car here, which is, if we go back a little bit, so she's mentioned it's not the end of the world, and as she's saying that, they're walking past this For Mary. Now, I did that decode, it's a couple of videos back, about the US Army parade coinciding, you know, and this being a slight anagram for that. Yeah, Mary anagrams to Army, vice versa. The number 4, well, the number 4 here, this 4, if you take the FOR and change it to a number 4, now you have For Mary. Now, if you take US, the US Army, US has the gematria of 40, and there's a reduction in there, of course, of 4. So the number 4 for US and then Mary for Army, this all anagrammed out quite nicely for the connection to the US Army parade. The number 25 at the start of Back to the Future is referenced several times, obviously the Army being 250 years old, and what clinched it was the white van that drives by with the re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson, okay, and obviously we've just had Mr. Orange, Mr. Gold, whatever you want to call him, Donald Trump re-elected, and he was 79 years old on the day of the Army parade, which is the gold, yeah? So the re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson tying in with Donald Trump now, with his age of the 79 being gold. Okay, the next time we're going to hit a double gold is going to be on 9/1. Okay, Donald Trump will be 79 years, 79 days old on the 1st of September, which is the numbers that we see up here, and the numbers I was just talking. Well, I'm going to show you another scene where we can see that a little bit clearer. But anyway, the song that is playing as the truck goes by is the song that they open the Army parade with, which just coincidentally the following day, which you can wangle if you include the end date, was 136 years old. So the song that they were playing, the march theme, which was the Washington Post March, was also played at the start of the parade, and so it ties this whole scene in together, okay, with this 9/1 that is above them as they walk past this, not quite the end of the world yet, okay? So let me show you a better scene where you can actually see this in full, so it makes more sense, okay? So this is the one where the line was coming to, the barber shop. Here's the pole, the barber pole here, the 5/1 reference with it, okay? Looks like an upside down Space Needle. And again, the lightning bolt is going to travel down into the plutonium chamber to the flux capacitor, and again, the top of the plutonium chamber looks like the Space Needle again. And then, so this scene, there was a couple of other references in this scene. The actual date that he looks at on the newspaper in this scene, this is back in 1955. It gives us the 195, and the United States was going to be, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but anyway, the 195 numerology, if you go back to the beginning of the United States through to 9/1, we had that 195 numerology in the day's number jump from the beginning of the United States through to 9/1. Here is the 9/1, okay? Now what's important about the 9 here as well is that this forms the 9/11 fire trail, okay, that we'll see later on here. So the end of the line again is referenced with the 9 and the 1 tying in with the 9/11. Let me go back to this scene so you can just scooch on a bit, and we can see the other. See if we can see the other end of the line here. Okay, not what I wanted. I'm gonna go here. So now we can see where the other end of the line is. See the different camera angle here? Let me just scooch on a little bit more. Okay. Come on. And so we can see where the other end of the line is. 9, the number 9 here. Okay. And of course that makes the 911. It makes the pi symbolism, which coincidentally from the end of World War II, no, from the beginning, was it the end of World War II? No, the beginning of World War II, which was 9/1, 1939, takes us through, and this is what's really fascinating. It is a palindromic pi number. It's 31,413 days back through to 9/1 again, which is the 9/1 coming up now. Okay, so super duper interesting because we have the symbol for pi here. Okay, and when I get a chance, I'll do my decode chart, and this is all in the decode chart. Okay, so when I get a chance, I'll do the chart of Lorraine, and I'll show you how all these numbers tie into the golden ratio and into all the transcendental numbers of Fibonacci, Lucas numbers, and what I call pi numbers as well. Okay, so this is the pi sign. We're also going to get a couple other numbers like 9/4 out of this. 811 is in here with the car Packard 8 here, and we got the 9 where the end of the line is again here with the Western Auto sign, which gives us the 9/1 if we're watching this whole scene through. Okay, thanks for watching. Again, oh dear, there's an awful lot of connections to this date coming up, and I just wanted to try and bring this to the attention of Decoding with Kodi because he's done a couple of really good decodes on Back to the Future just recently, and another set of eyes on this will probably, shine a bit more stuff on the whole situation. But again, I just mentioned the 4/9 as well because you can kind of make a 4 out of this window here as well. So 4/9 is super duper important as well. And in 2028 on 4/9, which will be Labor Day, which could, that could potentially be an end of the war day, if not, just hypothetically speaking, if this was to signify the start of a war with the 9/1 here, 4/9 could potentially signify Labor Day in a few years' time here in 2028. Donald Trump would be, I can't remember the exact number again, but it's got the 333 in it. It's like 30,303 days old, or something like that anyway. So we have the rebirth number, the death and resurrection number, with Donald Trump's age in days coming out on 4/9, which is Labor Day in 2028. So again, a lot to think about there. Hope you enjoyed that. I've got that's a very condensed version of this. Okay, it's probably still 10 minutes long, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. And we're looking at the 9/1 for the end of the line decode there. Thanks. Bye.